Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to make a little bit of like a spin on Aura nails as well as the seashell nails. But I want to take a moment to just appreciate my new nail stand that I got from Shein. So cute and so cheap. Like, I didn't even know that they do nail stands like that. So you bet that I went back and I got so many more other colors, and I'm currently waiting for that package to arrive. But as soon as it does come, I will make sure to share that with you. When it comes to our gel polishes, we've got two different shades of blue. You want yourself a light one and a darker one. And then you also want some cool colours. So I've got myself some white and also this pinky nudie shade that we're going to use. We've got bold white and also I think that was morning glow. Now we've only got two nails that's the morning glow on this set today. So we've got the thumb and the ring finger. Then the rest of the nails are actually going to be the light blue shade. I'll apply the first coat on camera, and off camera I'll do the second one. When it comes to the morning glow shade, I do end up doing 3 coats. I always do 3 coats on that one. It's just a really nice buildable nudie shade. So if you want more of a sheer look, then you can go ahead and just do the 2. But I often like to have a bit more of a full coverage look, so I often do 3 very, very thin coats. Now that that's out, I actually applied a wet layer of this blue and did not cure. Now grabbing my brush, I'm going in with the darker blue and I'm doing these rough kind of all over the place lines across the nail from one corner to the other. And then I'm going back in again, and with the same kind of movement, I'm going in with the white and repeating the process until I am happy and I feel like it looks somewhat of a seashell. These steps that we're going to take later is what's actually going to kind of help it come together. So right now it's not quite how it should look, but later on when we add the extra bits and bobs, it will actually come together and you'll instantly start to see what it's supposed to look like. But I am purposely leaving the top of that nail not touched too much, so that's on purpose, not me just avoiding it or missing it out. So that's the first one, and then you want to repeat that again on the pinky, which I've also done on camera for you just to show you. It's actually my first time doing seashell nails, so if you've got any tips or tricks or anything you can guide me on or correct me on, let me know, because it was my first time trying them and I'm not mad at the final results. I'm sure they could always be so much better, but I'm not too mad at it, which is good. So that's the pinky now done, and they will go in for a cure. And then once they're out, we'll start working on the nudie nails. So on the thumb, you want to do a French tip with the light blue. And you want to do the exact same thing on the ring finger as well. Those 2 nails are going to be very, very similar to one another. Ever so slightly different with later on when we do some white lines. But apart from that, it's going to be quite similar. When it comes to darker blue though, I focused on that colour specifically just so that it matches with the eyeshadow palette that I'm going to use later on in the video to create my aura look. So I needed to kind of pair it a little bit together just so I can have the colours kind of match across the whole set. So that's the thumb French tip done. Now we'll also get another coat off camera because it's quite a shit, as you can tell here. And then again, we'll do the pinky, which I think I also included footage of that. I sometimes find watching people do French tips so relaxing and satisfying that occasionally I like to include as much footage of that as I can. But here is the pinky, and you can tell how the nudie shade is so much more opaque right now, like you can't see through it. But if I was to leave it with only the 2 coats, you would absolutely be able to look right through it. And because they're French tips nails, and you know when you wear them as press-ons, I just don't want to be able to see my natural nail underneath it, so I like to have a nice opaque look. And so once that one's done, that'll go and stand for a cure. And now it's time to essentially whip out your eyeshadow palette or wherever else you're using pigments or anything else. I have this really, really old eyeshadow palette that I had as a kid, like years and years ago, probably over, God knows, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. It literally smells of chemicals. I've done a couple of videos on it now, but it works pretty well with what I need it to do. So we're going to try and use it and not waste it. So using an eyeshadow brush, I'm dipping into the blue that I want. In this case, it's very similar to that gel polish we had at the start of the video. And then you want to kind of focus that pigment at the bottom of the French tip nails. And then once you're happy with that one, in the middle of the middle nail, you want to kind of focus the pigment in the center. So I'll show you that in just a second. And these eyeshadow palettes aren't the best. I would absolutely highly recommend a pigmented, like proper nail powder palette things that you can get even on Shein. They're quite affordable and they're very, very pigmented, and they do exactly what they're supposed to do essentially. So this is a bit more of a DIY solution. It works, doesn't work the absolute best, but it does the job, so I'm happy with that. And sometimes I do want a bit more of a subtle look, and that's exactly what this gives me, so that's perfect. Now it's time to do just some white details. So on that middle nail, we're going to actually do a white border with the white gel polish. Going to go all the way around and connect everything together. And because the white is so nice, the bold white from Madam Glam is like 10 out of 10. I've never come across a better white in my life at the moment. I don't actually need to do a second coat of that, which is just bliss. So once I'm happy with the lines I've created and I'm happy how it looks and stuff, I can just pop it into lamp, and I do not have to do another coat, which is just surely every nail artist's dream. And then once that's done, I've been quite digging the, like, I don't even know what they're called. They're very trendy right now, these like white lines through the nail, and they're often on French tip nails too. And I've already done a set or two already on my channel with a similar look with these kind of lines, but I'm just so into it right now, and I just think it looks really cool, really trendy, really, I don't know, just like it. So I am kind of sketching out where I want to place it at first with those lines, and then I connect them to create the final look of those lines. I don't really know how best to describe it. But essentially the lines are going to be quite curved, and they're not very straight or anything like that. And in some areas they're a bit thicker than the others, but it's probably best that you watch what I do more than I describe, because I have no idea how to describe that. And then once I'm happy in the middle there, as you can see, there's quite a massive chunk. We're actually going to colour that in with the white gel polish. And so we're going to do something very, very similar on the ring finger as well, but just slightly position the white lines differently just to get a different look. You can probably very easily create a whole set with just French tip looks, all 5 fingers or 10, and then have those white lines just at different angles, at different shapes, and you know, different thicknesses, and just kind of creating a different kind of look. Or even switching out the colours. You could maybe do like a white French tip with different coloured squiggly lines, whatever you want to call those. If you wanted to, I think that would look really, really cute as well. So now onto the middle finger. I'm kind of focusing it more in the center of the nail. The line is going to go at the bottom. And then once I'm happy with that one, I am now going to do the charms. So on the middle finger, where the aura is, we're going to do 2 flowers. We've got a lighter blue and a darker blue. Again, trying to focus on that color theme and just sticking really with it. And then in the center of the flowers, I'm going to pop some caviar beads inside as well, just one on each flower. And that's all we're going to do there. Then that one will go in Stamp for a Cure. Now to finish up with our shell look, this is where it's really going to come to life and look really, really nice, and exactly how you hopefully wanted it to look. So it's quite important that we do some charms. So because we're going for the shell look, I noticed everyone does a lot of the pearls, and I actually don't have too many pearls, so it took me a little bit of digging and searching in my collection to find some pearls. And once I did find them, I had a nightmare trying to find the right sizes that I needed, but I did find them in the end, which is okay and good. So I'm going to place them right at the top there, kind of slightly angled, and then I'm going to pop that into Lamp for a Cure, because I really don't want them to move, and you're quite likely going to tap on them, so definitely cure that before you continue with the rest of that nail specifically anyways. And we're going to do the exact same thing for the pinky. So the index and the pinky nails are going to be identical to one another, so anything we do on one, we're going to also do on the other. And because I came prepared, I already have my pearls ready to go and sized up, and literally in its little like well, I had a vision of how I wanted. I was going to say it's like nicely laid out on my little triangular plate thing, but it's not quite. But at the time when I was filming, I had like this little vision and I kind of saw it on that little plate. But here goes the pearls, and then off that will go and Stamp for a Cure. Now once it's back out, you want to grab yourself a long brush ideally, and then I personally use some rhinestone glue gel. I'm going to use the exact same one I'm using to actually glue down the charms and the pearls here. And I'm going to dip it into the... Oh, apparently I'm not. I'm so sorry. Actually, we're going to top coat first. Duh. Actually, I've tried to do the lines first before top coating, and it does not give the same effect. So definitely top coat first and then do the rest. So apologies. First we're going to top coat. We're going to use the Macart glossy top coat, and I'm going to apply that on all the nails. And any that have a charm, I'm actually going to go in with another layer, just to help with the retention of the crystals. And I've been having pretty good success, to be fair. I've been wearing my nails and all, and I don't have any charms falling off, which is really, really good news. Although the nail stand is really, really cute, sometimes some of those magnets aren't too strong, so they do move about every so often, but I am willing to suffer because it's just too cute. I just couldn't believe my eyes when I opened it and I saw how cute the little stand is. Okay, now it's time for the rhinestone glue gel bit. So on the thumb, we're going to do 3 dots, and that's going to kind of create this look of like little water droplets on that nail. So you want to do 3 and then pop that into lamp for a cure, preferably as soon as you can, because it's the wet gel that's a bit heavy in a way, so I kind of rush and pop it into the lamp for a cure. And then you want to do the exact same thing on the ring finger as well, since those two are very similar to one another and kind of we're following the same theme. There go 3, and I'm trying to avoid the white bit of the nail, and I'm trying to pop it around it. And then that one will go into the lamp as well. And then last but not least are going to be those seashell nails finally. So this is where I dip my brush in deep into that rhinestone glue gel. And then once I'm pretty sure that my brush is fairly coated, I'm going to start dragging lines. And I'm trying to do the lines much thicker near the tip and then a little bit thinner as I go up. Can be a bit of a challenge, I have to be honest. But I find that the longer the brush, the better of an experience I have applying it. So a bit of a recommendation there, I suppose. But yeah, it's really, really cute. I think they are really nice. I could definitely fix up those lines of mine a little bit more, but it was the first time I was trying it, and it just takes a bit of practice. And I'm sure that the rhinestone glue gel isn't always the best product to use for this. I'm sure there's others that work much better, or different techniques, but this one worked. And it looks pretty alright, to be fair, but you can be the judge of that and let me know in the comments what you think. But every time I placed the line, I pretty much had to dip again and pick it up again and just repeat it until I was happy. If there were any lines that were a little bit too thin and I felt like they needed to be a little bit more 3D, because I haven't cured it and it kind of stays where I need it, give or take, I could go back in and add a bit more into it, onto the nail, and kind of thicken up the lines if I wanted to, which was really nice. But once I'm happy, I'll pop that into lamp for a cure, and that'll basically conclude today's set, guys. So these are the final results, and I hope you guys liked them. And if you did, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I would love to see you all in my next video. Bye guys.